Hi, second grade buddies. I'm really excited because for the next few weeks, we're going to be reading and writing poetry, which is one of my favorite types of writing that we do all year. In fact, last week, you guys already got started by writing a poem that rhymes. Rhyming is fun, but did you know that not all poems rhyme? We're going to be looking at all types of poems. Some will rhyme and some will not, but no matter what, hopefully you're going to enjoy them. To start, I want to teach you how to eat a poem. You heard me correctly. And now before you think, wow, Mrs. Brink has really lost it, she's been stuck in her house for too long, let me explain what I mean. Poetry is meant to be enjoyed, to be savored, to be loved. Like when you eat something delicious, you might take your time and really appreciate all the flavor. Same with poems. We want you to take your time and savor them. Eve Merriam is a poet, and her poem is one of my favorites. It's called How to Eat a Poem by Eve Merriam. Don't be polite. Bite in. Pick it up with your fingers and lick the juice that may run down your chin. It is ready and ripe now, whenever you are. You do not need a knife or fork or spoon or plate or napkin or tablecloth, for there is no core or stem or rind or pit or seed or skin to throw away. So as we read, write, and share our poems, I hope that you'll take the time to really enjoy, to savor the poetry. Our poetry lessons are going to come from our Fountas and Pinnell mini lessons book and from our Lucy Calkins writing unit. And just like we've done for all the different writing genres this year, we're going to model our writing on mentor texts from master writers like Eve Merriam and Langston Hughes and others. We're going to analyze their craft moves to make our writing stronger. So today, I'm going to teach you that sometimes writers choose interesting words to show how something looks, feels, or sounds. Look at our mentor poem for this week, April Rain Song by Langston Hughes. What interesting words do you notice? April Rain Song by Langston Hughes. Let the rain kiss you. Let the rain beat upon your head with silver liquid drops. Let the rain sing you a lullaby. The rain makes still pools on the sidewalk. The rain makes running pools in the gutter. The rain plays a little sleep song on our roof at night, and I love the rain. I love the words that he uses to describe how the rain feels like it's kissing you. And the words silver liquid drops, that's so much more interesting than just saying water or water droplets. Each line is carefully written to create a picture or an image in our heads. Here are some more examples. Listen and read them to find interesting words for how something looks, feels, or sounds. Our first poem is called Four Seasons, and unfortunately we don't know who wrote it. It wasn't me, but someone wrote this poem, and you'll notice that they have the 4 seasons written down the side, and then they're going to describe each of those, and you're going to find some rhyming in this poem. 4 Seasons by unknown author. Spring is showery, flowery, bowery. Summer, hoppy, choppy, poppy. Autumn, wheezy, sneezy, freezy. Winter, slippy, drippy, nippy. Here's another poem that is different. It's a very different kind of poem from Four Seasons, but it also is going to be using words, interesting words, to describe what's happening at this time. So this is Bare Feet and Dog by Susan Moger. Lovey, my chocolate lab, swims in the creek, shakes water on my feet, thumps her tail on my feet, steps on my feet, tangles up her leash in my feet, slurps water from her bowl, then licks my feet. She has beautiful eyes and a loud bark. She's afraid of thunder, but not the dark. Lovey is there for me and always sweet. I love her from my head down to my sore, wet feet. So there was some rhyming in that one too, right? And then this last one is just a part of a poem by one of my most favorite poets, Eloise Greenfield. It's from a whole poem called Riding on the Train, but this is just a small part of it. But I want you to listen for interesting words. I hear ruggedy, ruggedy, squeakity, squeakity, rumbly, rumbly, womp, womp, Wilmington. I feel my leg jiggling, my bottom bouncing, my shoulders shaking, my head rolling. I'm getting sleepy. So if you liked any of these poems, you can write them down and keep them, and then read them again and again and again, and really savor them. So later this week, we are going to hear the story, Yesterday I Had the Blues, written by Jerron Ashford Frame. In it, the main character explains his feelings by connecting them to colors. One example is this page that's here about his dad. Daddy says he's got the grays, the straight shoelaces, coffee in the car grays, the lines between his eyes looking at his watch grays. Is his dad having a good feeling or a bad feeling? Notice that the boy names the color, but then describes the color as a feeling, as actions or things that you might do when you're having that feeling. So pay attention to your feelings this week. You're going to have a chance to write just like this. And we're going to use Jerron Ashford Frame as a mentor, and we're going to try to do some writing just like he did. So one way to get yourself started thinking and acting and being a poet is to start collecting words. So I know you don't have your tiny notepad because we left those at school, but maybe you could make one at home. Just put a couple pages together and start writing down words that you find that are really interesting to you. It might be a word that you hear when you're talking to somebody or watching TV or reading books. But notice and pay attention to these different words that you might hear. And if it's a word you don't know, you could look it up in a dictionary. If it's a word that you use a lot, maybe look up in a thesaurus and find another word that you could use for that word. You might find something that is even more interesting to you. And start just writing down these words and starting to think like a poet. Whenever you write a poem, go to our Flipgrid for 2nd grade and add it to our poetry Flipgrid. I cannot wait to be able to savor all these poems that you guys are going to be writing. I'm so excited. So poets, off you go.